Well,
let me say this. I mean, I want to thank the Afroscope TV community
go ahead.
and say that as we've seen over the past couple of weeks, we've been bringing the old gang back together again.
There we go.
And this week is no different. We have one of the most vibrant members of our community with us, joining us, our special guest, gracing us with her presence, Miss Habiba Kehinde. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks. It's really nice to see you guys again and to be on the show with everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to first start off by just kind of connecting the dots here. So one of the things that we wanted to do with this show is show everybody's connection along the diaspora. So if you would tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you represent, and then we can just get into it.
All right. So my name is Habiba and I am from Nigeria. So I'm currently in Lagos, Nigeria. That's where I live. And really, I'm a Nigerian and I've been using the whole social media, all the online platforms to connect with people all over the world. And I'm really just about leveraging these platforms and encouraging people to leverage these platforms irrespective of your location, just trying to get people to see that these platforms give everyone kind of a level playing ground that we need to be able to take advantage of. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, how did you get into the social media consulting?
Can I say I can't say, well, there's nothing that's really an accident, but at a certain point when I had my first daughter, she's my third kid. Since the last time I've been on Afroscope, I had another baby. That was last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So at that time, I just had my first daughter, and I was while I was pregnant, I was in a job that I really did not like. It was quite distressing and, just mentally depressing. So I made a decision while still pregnant to leave. And I just started thinking, what was I going to do? So I was trying out a few things, tried to do a gift concierge, try to start a gift concierge business, and then at that point I started learning how I could do this from home as a home-based business, to be there as a mom for my kids. And I started to look at social media platforms. I started from thinking that, I just had to have a website. But, when you get a website, that it's another thing to get people onto your website. And then the main thing that was on then was social media. I was using social media just to connect with my friends and with my family. But then I started to see other people using it. And I thought, this would be great. And then I started to take advantage of it. So somewhere along the line, one of my bosses from a previous job where I was working in a stockbroking firm, he said, he needed someone to manage his brand because, he wanted to move on to the next stage in his career. So he needed someone, and I was the first person that popped to his mind. Okay. And, it was just kind of like, it was almost divine, really, because at that point I was thinking, what was the next thing? What was I going to do? And then that came up. So immediately I got my first client, and that was how I started off. And from then on, I'd been learning so many things about the different social media platforms. Funny enough, very interesting, when I was doing my master's, that was way back in 2007, when I was writing my dissertation. I actually wrote a dissertation on Facebook and, the role of trust in forming relationships on social media networks, not knowing that it was going to come back to be something that I would be using on a day-to-day basis. So that's how, it's just different pieces in my journey that just kind of connected and just became this whole thing that I'm doing right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I've got tons of questions. I don't want to stop if Fred has some too, but I've got a million of them.
So I'll be with you guys in a minute. I'm just doing the underground work. So
okay.
Go ahead, Jesse. I'll actually. Yeah.
I just want to get into it now. So I know at this point you have seen a lot of faux pas. You've seen people messing up on social media, and I want to know, what are the most common mistakes that people make people make on social media?
I think probably the most common mistake that people make is probably just coming on and they haven't really decided what they want to get out of it. So, people just come on and, they just learned that, oh, everyone is doing this thing called Periscope and they have no plan whatsoever. They don't know if they want to develop a personal brand or where they just want to share their experiences, they just want to share their everyday life. So they just come on, and at some point when you don't have a clear direction and you don't have a clear message, you might attract the wrong people. So then you find people that have probably thousands and thousands of followers, but by the time that they decide to monetize on social media, they can't actually do that because the people that they've gathered over the years, they didn't do that with some level of intent and purpose, and then those people are kind of disconnected from what they are trying to offer. So that's a common mistake, not having a clear goal.
Okay.
When starting out, and that's when you see so many disjointed messaging. You're not sure what the person is putting out, different types of content that's not really aligned to what they're saying, because at every time, whatever you're doing is supposed to be driving to one place. If you're trying to be a life coach, all your content that's inspiring, that's motivating, you should be heading towards something. Even if you're not monetizing yet, you should be heading towards something. So that's one thing that I feel like people do wrong. Other things are just like, mistakes that we all make and we all learn along the way. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question. So Habiba, how do you talked about monetizing? What are some of the ways you can monetize on social media?
Okay, so one of the most common ways to monetize, one of the most common ways is a physical product. A lot of people come on and, probably they're doing drop shipping, or they actually have a stock of products that they want to push, and then they start to advertise them on social media. But then also we all know that right now knowledge is a great item, is a great commodity that you can monetize, and that's the thing that social media has given to a lot of us. So whatever it is that you know from your life experiences, from your career experiences, you can create courses, you can create ebooks, have live workshops, using whatever platforms, whether it's Zoom or whatever, to have those live classes. You can start your own community and monetize that way. So and then also you can offer services. If there's something that you know how to do, whether it's social media management, like I started off doing social media management by managing people's accounts. If you're a writer, you can be a freelance writer, get clients off social media, write blog posts, write social media content, write website content. The opportunities are limitless. You just have to sit down and think, what is it that I know how to do? We're not limited to physical products. You don't need to have a warehouse full of products and then start to push that. Now, thinking whatever it is that I think, it's so amazing that we live in a time when whatever level of expertise, everyone has some experiences from life, and there's someone else that's out there that needs that knowledge. So it's just really amazing that you just have to sit down and then package that into a course, package that into, a one-on-one coaching relationship, a strategy session. And, those are different ways that you can monetize right now.
Wow. Go ahead, Jesse.
All right, so I want to find out now, what, in your opinion, is the best platform? Let's say somebody's launched a new business and they want to build up clientele. What do you think is the best social media platform for them to pursue?
The best social media platform would actually be determined by who exactly you want to serve. So it's determined by who exactly you want to serve. But I find that a lot of people now are getting a lot of success from using Instagram, because almost everyone is on Instagram. You have a lot of people that are on Instagram, and people on Instagram are almost trained or looking out for products and services who they can hire. So Instagram is quite good right now. Facebook is also great, but the only thing for businesses is that you have to be able to back it up with some money, because of the, the reach on Facebook is it's almost zero. So you have to be able to have cash to boost those posts so that they can get in front of the right people. And LinkedIn is also great, right? But I would say for most people, they would head immediately to Instagram. That's what I see. Most people will head immediately to Instagram because that's what they're comfortable, that's what they use. And a lot of people use those platforms. So that's one that most people can look at.
Yeah, absolutely right. My wife G herself uses Instagram a lot for her stuff, and
Yeah.
But I have a question. There's something she did tell me about Facebook and the algorithm. So sometimes it's really harder to reach people on Facebook. Could you expound a little bit on that?
Yes. So all of the social media networks, they all have algorithms. Basically, it's what determines what everyone sees. So the best practice, or what we would like to happen, is that you put out something and it just goes out straight out to your 400 followers or to your 1,000 followers. But they put in an algorithm that works for each person based on your personal preferences. If they know, for example, that I watch a lot of video content on Facebook, they will push out more video to me. So the business or the service provider that's not pushing out video regularly would find that they would have limited reach. So the algorithm determines who you can reach, and it's declining so much that on Facebook, like I said earlier, on Facebook it's almost at 0%, except you put in a lot of work and you have quite an engaged audience that that has turned on their notifications, that are looking out for your content. And also on Instagram as well, everyone is struggling trying to boost their reach on Instagram, because on Instagram, for example, you find that your post, when you put a post, is probably going out to just 10% of the people that follow you, right? Compare that to when we started on Periscope a few years ago, that whenever you would go live, everyone that followed you would get a notification instantly that you were live. So it was up to them to choose. But now with Instagram, people don't even see that content that you're putting out, except they're actively engaging with you and you're putting out the content that works best on those platforms. So that the algorithm basically just determines what each person sees, and it's kind of limited each of us. So we have to put out better content to make sure that we're reaching people.
Go ahead, Jesse.
So I want to find out, first of all, in this era where there are millions and millions and millions of vendors, distributors, businesses, what makes people stand apart from everybody else in their respective field? What can you do on social media to really enhance your brand over everybody else's?
I think what we can't take away authenticity, just being yourself. You have to find a way to be your true self and make that shine through. And then the people that resonate with you, the people that feel like, I like this person, I like their vibe, I know, I understand who they are, they will be attracted to you. And while you're being your true self, you have to really work hard to put out great content, because now with the algorithms, like we've mentioned, you have to have really great content. I know, like, if we all know how Instagram is, we all know how, the photos now, everyone works so hard to get really great photos, because they know that if you have some crappy photos, I know Fred is smiling because she has told us that, you go on these photo sessions where she takes photos for a few days for her Instagram content. And that's just because, you want to make sure that you're not putting out a photo that is blurred, that is, that's the background is so busy, or, everyone has to put out content that puts you in the best light, right? So while you're being true to yourself, you also have to work on your content to be able to communicate that, or to attract those people, because the first thing that someone is going to see is that content. So you need to work on that to make sure that you can attract them, and then they get to know more about you. They begin to they decide, oh, I like that person, and then they say, oh, you know what, I trust this person, I'm going to do business with this person. So be true to yourself and work on putting out great content that really communicates your value, that really speaks to the person, you know, that you're trying to attract. Because it's one thing to take great photos, you know, looks luxurious, but if you're trying to reach out to someone and your content makes them feel less of themselves, you know, they're probably not going to want to see your content, because they, you know, they're having these bad feelings. Because sometimes people get on social media and it makes them feel, it gives them some kind of low self-esteem sometimes. So, you know, you have to be true to yourself, put out great content, and make sure that you are communicating. You're communicating the right way. You're communicating the right message to the people that you want to attract.
Right on. So, how about tell us about your region. You live in Lagos, right?
Yes.
Well, I know a lot of people don't know, but I spent a few years in Lagos.
Okay.
Yeah, because my dad is a pilot in Nigeria, for Nigeria anyways, for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, until the Ghana must go came. That was a few. That was a
That
few.
was a long time ago.
That was a
Not a
long
few
time
years,
ago.
that's a long time ago. It was a long time ago when Nigerians decided that we could do it all by ourselves and all Ghanaians should go back to their country.
Yeah, so so Nigeria is like my second home. So tell us a little bit about that, region, Nigeria and West Africa.
All right. So Lagos is a city in Nigeria. Nigeria is in West Africa, right? So what do I say about Lagos? Lagos is a wonderful city. It's a really great place to be. It's very cosmopolitan. You know, if there's anything that you're looking for in Lagos, you would find it. And the people that are in Lagos, they are hustlers. You know, by 4 a.m., you already hear the sounds of the cars. People are going out of their houses because they are ready for the hustle. Lagos is very busy. You know, there are certain parts of Lagos that are like busy 24 hours a day. If not for COVID, you know, they're busy 24 hours a day. And even right now, I was out a couple of times during the week to get some things done at some government offices. And I was shocked at how busy it is, because even with COVID, Lagosians are out trying to make their money. So you have a bunch of people in Lagos that are very, very resourceful. You know, you have to be smart when you are in Lagos. I'll share with you guys, because I didn't grow up in Lagos. I grew up in northern Nigeria. I was born and I grew up in northern Nigeria. So I first came to Lagos, I think it was immediately after university, because we have this thing in Nigeria that is our national youth service. So after your university, you kind of serve your country for a year. So they send you from wherever you were normally, they send you to a different region of the country, so that, you know, I guess the aim is kind of so you experience life in that place, you get to know them. So I grew up in northern Nigeria, in Zaria, in Kaduna State. That's another region. And I was sent to Lagos for my NYSC. Now, I told you that Lagos people, they're very smart, they're very cunning. So the first time I went out and I needed to, you know, sort my internet out and some things, you know, just to get comfortable. So I got to the service provider, did everything. But when I came out, because I didn't know my way around and I didn't have anyone showing me around, so I just called a taxi and I'm like, oh, I need to go from this place to this place. And he's like, oh, yeah. And he gave me a price. And I was like, first time in Lagos, I felt like, oh, okay, probably that's what it's worth. And then he just took me around some ways and then took me to the address of where I was staying. But about a few months later, 2-3 months, when I began to know my way around Lagos, I discovered I lived just about 10 minutes away from that. And he probably took me on a 20-minute ride, took some, you know, streets so that it looked like I had a longer way to go. So that's the thing about Lagos. You have people that are just trying to be smart because they're just trying to make their money. So, everyone just, they're like, you need to be smart. You need to be street smart when you're in Lagos. So, Lagos, it's a very wonderful city, honestly. I've been living here now for, I think, about almost 10 years, because when I got married, my husband he was born and grew up in Lagos. So when I got married, came here to Lagos. So about 10 years now, I've been in Lagos, and I'm not yet a full Lagosian. So Lagos, people that live in Lagos are called Lagosians. Yeah,
Gotcha.
they're called Lagosians. Yeah. So I'm not yet a full Lagosian, but kind of getting the hang of it. It's a very busy city. There's traffic all over the place. Lots of fun things to do. And Lagos, we like the good things in life here in Lagos. So you can come to Lagos from America, and they take you places and you feel like, what, am I in Africa? This is not the Africa that they show us on TV. Some very luxurious things, luxurious places. So Lagos is a very interesting place, a very fun place to come to. Yeah.
And I just want to emphasize for anybody who's American like me, we don't always get the images of Africa on our television screens that we really should be seeing. And I think one of the things that I encourage my fellow Americans to do, make sure you go out here and travel, meet people, see other places. Don't just rely on Western media to give you images, because oftentimes what I'm learning is the images we get are wildly incorrect. And I'm sure the images that you all get of us are wildly incorrect as well.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with somebody last week, and they were like, wow, how much jail time have you done? I was like, oh, I've never been to jail.
Yeah, that's true, because a lot of the impression that we get about America is from what we see in the movies, and it's when people travel over, they go to school, that's when they still have those impressions. They feel like, oh, it's all gangster, it's all what they see in the rap videos, and then they meet people and they're like, oh, okay. So, and then you guys see us, and yes, there is poverty. We cannot deny that fact. We cannot deny that fact that there is poverty. Really terrible sometimes when you hear about what people have to go through. But then also you have people that are working hard. You have other people that have gotten rich by whatever means. Is an African problem. Whatever means, that live in luxury. So it's a mixed bag. When because I did my master's in the UK, and by the time I started working, a lot of people would be surprised that I could speak English, and oh, you say that you're from Nigeria? Like, my manager at my first job after graduation, a lot of times you say, so where are you from? Like, where are you from exactly? I said, I'm from Nigeria. It's like, because you speak really well. And I'm like, that's, they get the impression that probably we cannot speak English, but we speak really great. And I had the opportunity to be, my secondary school was run by an American woman. She's a Black American woman who has settled in Nigeria. She's a wonderful lady. And we had lots of teachers, lots of Ghanaian teachers, yes, represented.
Yeah.
We had lots of Ghanaian teachers, and so we have that exposure. So it's just, we all need to just expand our view of the world and not depend on what the mainstream media shows, because they would only just show part of the story, right? Yeah. And there's a lot more that's going on in the background. But if you're coming to Lagos, I would say, please have a contact here. Yeah. Don't be like me. Have someone that would probably meet you at the airport, that would have booked your hotels or will take you around, because there's always that person. There are always those group of people that are trying to rip people off, take advantage of the newbie in town.
It's everywhere. It's in Accra, it's in New York, it's in California. So it's everywhere. So
yeah.
So I want to stay on that. Ernest over here is asking, is saying on Facebook, I'm enjoying the Lagos narrative, and so let's stick to that. Talk about social media in Lagos.
Oh, the
or
social
all of
media
Nigeria?
scene.
Because I see a
Yeah.
lot of big big Nigerian YouTubers,
Oh
and
yes. I was still
it's such a
talking about it, and I'm like, it's so amazing that now we have people who are full-time YouTubers in Nigeria. I mean,
wow.
I'm so in awe. When I saw that a few people, like Dimma, we have Sisi Yemi, and they're popular
To see
for
me,
all
yeah.
over. Yes, they're so popular. When she started doing those vlogs, I was like, wow, it's not a Nigerian thing to do, to be taking people around your house. Because, we Africans, you want to keep your whatever's going on in your house
Private.
is private. You don't want anyone to know. But, it's so amazing to see what opportunities social media has brought, that people can have full-time income from just doing YouTube, from being social media influencers. And it has really opened up a lot of opportunities that I wish more people, more young people would take in Nigeria, because we have a very big unemployment problem, and so many people are waiting on the government to provide this for them, to provide that for them. But you can also stand up and use these platforms that are for free, because these people, you would find that they have phones, because these phones now, you can get Android phones for cheap and hook up to social media. But then they go on social media and they're just following the musicians. They're just, posting random things, while they could use those platforms to do really good things. And I'm really happy about all the people, Lagos, everywhere, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, all the people that are using social media to, amplify what they're doing. There was a few years ago, when I went back home to visit my parents, and I needed to get a few things for my kids, and I just searched on social media, on Instagram, sorry, and I was able to get in touch with a vendor. And I was so
Wow.
shocked, because this is someone that she lived in the city that I grew up in, and I was so proud of her to know that she was living there, she was doing her thing, she was following her dreams, and from right there, from over there, she's sending her things even internationally. She has some clients internationally that will buy her products, because she has
Wow.
all the skincare products, the shea butter that everyone loves to use right now. She has all of that with all the natural oils, So there's a lot of opportunities that social media has can give to people, can give to young people. And so many people are taking advantage of that, and I know that so many more people need to, they need to know that beyond just coming on Instagram, on Facebook, just to say hello to your friends or to see what your favorite celebrity is up to, you also can do something. Yes, you also can do something for yourself, and go places. Because you see all these YouTubers that are Nigerians, and Google is flying them over to the US. Well, before COVID, Google flying
Yes.
them over to the US, and then also having events during social media week here in Lagos. That shows you that they recognize that something is happening. Organizations, big brands from all around the world, they recognize that something is happening, that these people are also their target market, and they have influencers that are homegrown, that can communicate to the people in the way that they understand and get the message across. So it's just really amazing what the opportunities that social media, has brought.
Wow, so exciting. I'm so happy to hear that, and that's those are the stories. I mean, that's why we started this. That's our vision for Kichi, for Jesse, for myself, that we hear other it from other narratives, so that
Yeah.
people know that you can make it anywhere in any whatever part of the
Absolutely.
world you are, you can make
Yes.
it. You
Yes.
can do it. Because you have greatness in you. We all come from greatness, so you have
Yeah.
greatness in you. Doesn't matter how you put down. So Habiba is here. He say you may have to train. I say Habiba, sorry. Kechi is saying, Habiba, you may have to train young people around you on the related social media opportunities.
Yes. Yes. It's and a lot of us are already doing that. A lot of people are already doing that, to be frank. That there are a lot of people that come on. We have a lot of teachers. We know a few of them from Periscope. Even a few weeks ago, Naomi, she had a 7-day challenge for people to learn how to go live and live stream on different social media networks. And it was so amazing. I think she had over 300 people sign up. And that's so amazing. That's the effort and that was a free training that she did. So that's the effort that a lot of us are putting in, whether it's one-on-one, we're trying to do all those things. And it's been really amazing so far. It's really amazing, but there's so much more that we could do, and we'll continue to do that, do what we can.
And I just want to emphasize the point that you made. I think is a brilliant point, that we can do more on social media to enhance our own stuff. Because last week I got all kinds of social media notifications for Meg Thee Stallion. I got social media notifications for Will Smith, for Jada Pinkett. And I was like, I wonder if we spent a fraction of the time building our own stuff, putting our own stuff with, because they're already rich, right?
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. It's a common thing that people would say. People would gladly share what's going on with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, but when they come across their friend who's just started a new business, they'll probably just scroll and then move on up. So we need to really support each other. We need, with all that is going on in the world, it shows that, we have to be the ones to lift each other up. We have to lift each other up. We have to make sure that we are pushing each other forward. When you see another person, support them, push their brand forward. We are not in competition with each other, because there's enough for all of us. We have to come from that place of abundance to know that we should not be pitting ourselves up against each other, because the odds are already stacked against us, right? Absolutely. So we need to come from a place of abundance and push each other forward, support each other, so that we have more people that look like us, that have stories like us, that are prominent all over social media. Because, you look at conferences, you look at events, and a lot of times we're not represented. So we need to create our own platforms, and it's really awesome what you guys are doing. Let's have our own platforms where we're pushing our own voices, we're sharing our message, so that the world can hear us and see us.
Wow. Yeah, preach it. I'm so excited. Yeah, this is exactly why we started this. So our message can go out there. We can have a different narrative, not just them talking about poverty, not just talking about poverty in Africa. Some NGO, showing some poverty in Africa. Yes, Kechi, our stories need to be out there. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. This is the crazy part. The crazy part about it is, our media here does a great job of talking about poverty abroad. But I know where I grew up, there's a lot of poverty here. It's a lot of poverty here. And they just kind of ignore it and go through it or whatever. So the main thing for us, I think, is exactly what you were talking about. Connecting people with ideas, concepts, relationships, not just for your city or your state or even your country. Like, we are people who spread all throughout the world, and we're all doing amazing things, and we all have an opportunity to build with one another and to kind of shift the narrative. I'm looking forward to the day where people don't have to be reliant on the systems and apparatus that have been set aside for us by other hegemonic forces, and we can create our own, have our own, supply channels, our own networks, and just, be able to really present what our voice globally is. And I'm hoping that in kind of the onset from everything with Black Lives Matter movement, we're going to see more and more of our unity coming together on the international scale.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, you getting some fans already on Facebook. Ernest, who's from my high school alma mater, saying, "Awesome, Habiba, preach it loud." Yeah, we went to the same high school. He's also a Pan-Africanist. We're gonna have him on the show sometime. So Ernest, I'm gonna contact you for a date. Yeah. So another thing is looking with all the social media. No, she's one of us.
Oh yes, there are a lot of networking events. Normally, before before 2020, we normally have a lot of networking events where there are opportunities to meet, especially in Lagos. Like once a year, there's that big social media week. And then we have different people organizing meetups, organizing events where people can learn, where people can connect. So it's really become very common to have, saying that you are someone who does business online, and it's normal, and then you can get a group of people that you guys connect with. So there are really a lot of networking opportunities. And then we also have a lot of co-working spaces where people like us who normally would work from home or go there from time to time. And a few years ago I started to go to a co-working space, and it was quite a good opportunity to be around other people who are doing online business, and we'll just come to that place, we can connect, and it's just really been great. So there are lots of opportunities with events, even with virtual events now, and also co-working spaces and all that. So there are lots of opportunities for networking.
Yeah. Kechi is saying it has to be normal. It has to get to a point where it becomes normal.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's the thing with 2020, because now, people know that, okay, yes, when you say that you work from home, because for Nigeria, for someone like me, it's probably just excusable because I'm a woman and I have kids. Just imagine, oh yeah, she's taking care of her kids, not knowing that I am working.
Yeah, you work really hard. Yeah.
Yes. But now with everything that's happened, people working from home, I think everyone's mind that was previously closed, they know that, okay, yes, it's possible to work from home on a full-time basis. It's possible to have what you're doing, and you're not going to a traditional office with a traditional white-collar job. It's possible that is an alternative that they can start to explore. And I know a lot of people have started side hustles that are related to doing something online, monetizing their experience or their knowledge.
Wow. Yeah. Great. Ernest is saying it's given a version of our story as against his story, which is tainted, one tilted down, right? Negative rhetoric.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think, one of the cool things about now is with social media and with all the technology that we have, it's no longer a third party involved that we have to talk through to get to each other. Yes. So you don't have to worry about that filter of, oh, well, they're not going to want to hear you, or you're not going to be doing this right, or whatever the case may be. Everybody now has the opportunity in this day and age to go directly to the source.
Yes.
If there are things that you want to accomplish, and I'm not even trying to get people, I know people are always like, I don't know if I'm ready to do full scale investment or full scale do anything to commit or whatever. But even if it's just to travel and say, look, let's go here. Let's see what it's about. Find out if it's something that you like. Don't just write things off without knowing about it or without meeting people from there. And the fact that we have these abilities to do it is something that our forefathers did not have. Yes. So we need to take advantage of it and, learn to be able to not just, monetize it, which is great, but also build relationships that'll help us improve altogether.
Yes.
Exactly so. So, Habiba, so tell us about investing in Lagos or Nigeria as a whole. Talk about that. Now is becoming a big thing. I know last year the Ghanaian president had declared it a year of return, and now it's a revolution that started and it's spreading around all of Africa. And I saw a video Jesse shared the other day about a Nigerian guy who was interviewing. Oh, the other way around, an African American gentleman was interviewing a Nigerian gentleman, and they went on the beach somewhere. I forget where it was.
Okay.
So talk a little bit about that. Is Lagos really expensive to live in? The cost of living, cost of buying property. Talk a little bit.
Well, it can be on the high side, but it depends on where you're looking for property. Most people that would come, coming from abroad to Lagos, they would want to live somewhere in Victoria Island, Lekki, And the property there, yes, because that area is in demand. It's where a lot of, corporations have their head offices. You have a lot of office buildings, and the buildings there are really, the value is quite high, so it can be quite expensive getting property over there. So, but then again, for someone who's coming from abroad, if you have, you've saved, you can't just come to Nigeria like with no money and just feel like you're gonna get into a very good apartment. You want to come with a good amount of savings. And the good thing for anyone from abroad is that, with the exchange rate, you can get quite a lot of naira for your dollar, for your dollars or for your pounds. So just do your research and, try to just, like every other thing in life, you want to have a plan. You just don't go into it. You compare prices, learn a little bit about all the areas. And because I know that's the great thing now with all the YouTubers and, everybody doing business online, you have the opportunity to meet people that are credible. That are credible, not just some Nigerian prince that sends an email. You have the opportunity to get in contact with people that are credible, connect with them, and get an idea of how much it is that you need. Get in touch and find credible businesses or ventures that you can invest in. And with all these platforms, you're able to get in touch with people that are really trustworthy. Like I shared before that, Lagos are hustlers, so, you'll be able to find someone just, and it's really just, like you said, it's just about relationship, building up relationship. Because right now, if Kechi told me she wanted to come to Nigeria for something, even if it's just for a holiday, and I'll say, oh, I'll ask this person who I know that, is into real estate for short lets, and then she can have this quote to compare to what she's getting off the internet or what she's getting off someone that is a vendor on Instagram. So there are opportunities that, the property market, there are lots of property, lots of beautiful, beautiful houses. Sometimes I see all those houses myself and, they motivate me, like, nice property where you can have your own swimming pools and, all the luxuries that you want and all that in a good, and well, I say for anyone who is a caveat, right? Because, we have electricity issues in Nigeria, but for someone who is moving from abroad, you would want to get somewhere that they've taken that out of the equation for you. Probably have a serviced apartment arrangement where you're sure that you're going to have constant power supply. Those kind of things are what you need to consider. And just a lot of research, a lot of research. It's just like if I wanted to move abroad as well, I just would not land in New York or anywhere and feel like I would sort myself. I would be able to survive. I have to know how much do I need to save. I need to know all that. So it goes the same way as well. Don't feel like because you are from abroad, people will just be in awe, right? When they see, oh, abroad, they just be like, this person is a JJC. Like, it's a JJC, like fresh meat for us to take advantage. So,
Exactly.
you just have to be careful. Make sure you do make some connections before you land over here. Make some connections before you invest in a business so that you can know that business, is an authentic business, is one that the person would not just disconnect and you lose touch with them. So just do your research.
Wow. I'm loving this conversation, and we have a lot of following today, a lot of comments. Yes, you can move to Niger with no money. For everyone, Niger means Nigeria.
Yes. You have to have money.
Yes. Any more questions on social media for our guests?
Well, I don't have a question about social media, but I do have a bigger question just about Nigeria in general.
Okay.
I want to say you all have some great representatives here in America. Everybody knows at least 10 people from Nigeria. And I'm just wondering, what is it that there's a community that kind of transcends back and forth, that people freely share? Is it like you can't go anywhere here without seeing proud Nigerians somewhere? Either in our music industry, you can see them in arts, you can see them acting. What is it about Nigeria that makes people so successful wherever they go?
For a lot of Nigerians that would move abroad, for them, it's for a lot of them that move as adults, it was something that they worked for. It's like a dream, they wanted to start a new life, and they knew that they're going to go there and it's not going to be offered to them on a platter of gold. So the way they would work hard here is the same way they would go, because Nigerians are really hardworking people. I told you about, by 4:30 a.m., you have people off because of the traffic. They're trying to beat the traffic. So they would wake up as early as 4:30. I work with so many people in my job, and, they're like, oh, I left my house by 4:30 today. And I'm like, what? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? But that's just the Nigerian spirit. Like, we work so hard, like wherever they are, Nigerians would look for other Nigerians to, like, how are you doing it in this place? Come and tell me how you're doing it. They want to have that hook up to know, and they would hustle, because for a lot of them, there are people at home that are also depending on them. They have people that they're probably sending someone to school. They have a younger brother, they have a cousin, an auntie, or a parent that they're sending money to. And, in Nigeria, parents, they value that hard currency. They value that dollar, because by the time it's converted into Naira, it comes to a lot of money. So someone who's able to work hard and send $1,000 home, they know that their parents are going to be so happy, because it's a game. It's really going to go a long way to provide for their family. Someone who can send, $1,500, they know that, their parents are going to be able to just live comfortably. So they work so hard. That's the reason why you see them. They want to know what's going on. They want to know what's happening. And Nigerians love to party. They like whatever, wherever something good is happening. Wherever something good is happening, you're going to find Nigerians. They're like, they work hard to make their money, and when it's time to play, they're going to play hard as well, because they've worked hard, and they want everybody to know that, we're comfortable. That's why you see Nigerians having these flamboyant parties, flamboyant weddings, because that's just the nature. That's just the nature of Nigerians. Work hard, play hard, party hard, show your money, and all that kind of thing. So I think it's just the Nigerian spirit, that just working hard, being entrepreneurial, being resourceful. That's just it.
I love it.
Okay, Kechi has a question. He said, tips for moms managing it all.
Woof.
Because you're a super mom.
Well, it's, I don't think it's easy for any mom, but you just have to be able to manage your time. You have to just, in terms of scheduling, and get help. The advantage we have here in Nigeria is that, we have probably family close by that can help us. We can probably employ people that would run errands. We have a lot of people that offer services like that. You can probably, when you're rich and you have money, you can probably, you have a driver, you have a housekeeper, you have a nanny for your kid and all that. So, just get as much help as you can from wherever, from whoever, it takes a village, really, for moms. It takes a village. Yes, it takes a village. So get help. But I know, I lived in the UK for about 4 years. So, but I wasn't married or a parent then, but I was interacting with other people. So I know that it's not so easy for moms abroad. So you just have to be able to manage your time, schedule things, keep the kids occupied. Now we have the kids 24 hours. Try to have them on a schedule. What I did at the beginning of this COVID, everything, I tried to have my kids on a daily schedule, so that I know from 9 a.m. to about 12 or 1, they're doing home learning stuff and all that. And I can help them out at that time. And then I schedule some time in for my own work as well. And that's when our partners come into play, because we have to work together. We have to work together while you do your stuff, help out with the kids around the house. And it just really takes a lot of planning, a lot of organization, having some sort of routine, and sometimes just waking up earlier before those kids are up, to just get some 2 hours of work done. I know G shared a few days ago when she was up and trying to film some YouTube videos, and that gave me an idea that, oh, okay, I could try filming some, because I tried to do some videos for Instagram. I could try waking up earlier, and because normally I would just wake up earlier to do some work, schedule out content, so that during the day I'm just checking social media for updates and comments and all that. So that's what I'll normally do. But I've been struggling with that time for like filming videos during the day. You know, like right now, my daughter is running around the other room. She's running around. Just before we came on, I had to put my youngest to take her nap because she was already, you know, being fussy. So just we have to just find a way, you know, as moms, your time, schedule your time, have blocks, just have a block of time when you're doing your own thing, and get your husband to help out at that particular time. And whatever assistance we can get, if you have family close by, get them to help as well.
That's right. Well, my wife, good. G says you wake up because these kids will not make you work during the day.
Exactly. Because you know, now they're just all over the place, and you can't really blame them. There's limited things you can do with kids to take them out just for their own safety. So they're cooped up inside. They have a lot of energy. So we're just we're trying to manage each other. You know, my kids went to their grandparents, and lucky grandparents are not too far. They went to their grandparents for a few days during the week. They just got back yesterday. I should have scheduled them to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow. So, you know, just things like that. We just have to, while they're down, try to get other things done.
Okay, so we could go on this for a long time, but any final thoughts?
Wow. Well, I'll just say that for all of us, Africans, Americans, all around the world, we just need to take advantage of the platforms that we have right now. Use them to amplify what we're doing. Use them to support what other people are doing. You know, just where we are one. Really, we are one. We are one. So we need to support each other. We need to lift each other up. If someone has a book out, you know, buy their book. Tell other people about their book. Someone has a course, they have a program, they have a show, you know, just share, and tell the world. And that's just the way that we're going to, and we need to give ourselves platforms as well. We need to, you know, let our own voices be heard. Let's tell our stories. That's why, you know, I really love what's going on here. Let's tell our stories. We all have different experiences. We all have different expertise, and you know, we just have the platforms. We have platforms that we can use, platforms that we can share to tell our stories and let the world know what we're doing and what we stand for. Yeah.
And make sure that you give the people all your social media handles so they know how to reach out to you.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. So Instagram, I'm most active on Instagram. So on Instagram, I'm Digital Lucy. And Facebook, you just search for my name and we can connect as friends. I'm also on Twitter, Habiba Kehinde. I'll type it, but you can start at Instagram and then we go from there. So Instagram is where I'm active the most. Yeah, Digital Lucy.
Wow. Fred, share more on how good you cook. So okay, K, that's not this thing about another. You could we'll talk about that on another platform about how good I cook. That's another brother I grew up in. We lived in the same area.
Okay.
But well, folks, there you have it. I really enjoyed this, and I see a lot of people on Facebook also enjoyed it. Habiba is a business strategist, so if you want help with your business, please contact her. You can get her handles. We'll put her handles after the broadcast. We'll put it on a platform. Also, she's a good social media manager. She's been doing this for a while. She has a lot of experience. she's a mother of three, so that's why I say she's a super mom.
Absolutely.
Four.
4.
Oh, wow, even better. Yeah, four. So she's a super mom, and to be able to do this and also have, take care, bring up the kids. We have one, and he gives us trust me, he's really has a lot of energy bottled up in him. So to have it is definitely true. All right. So thank you all for joining us.
All right. Thanks for having me. It was a
Yes,
really nice chat with you guys.
yes. Thanks. Now people are turning to my cooking. No, we're not talking about. Hooray, Habiba, you're welcome. So just some of the comments. I see back there, Nelson saying hardship brings out the best in you. Then Ernest is like, yeah, that's the spirit. The success is hunger for success is the spirit. Hustle is the word. Oh, so many great questions. Thank you all. So many good contributions. Kechi says, my 2 is 2 million. All right. So thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
And
guys.
let me plug also for anybody who hasn't done so already. Make sure that you like our Facebook page. It's Pan Africana, and so make sure you get us on Facebook. Follow our posts, like our posts. Make sure you share it. We want to expand the audience to as many people as we can get. Basically, if somebody is Black and they don't know themselves or they don't know what's going on, link them in so we can go ahead and educate, help people build a network that's bigger than themselves, and hopefully make something great to come of this beautiful platform that we have connecting all aspects of the diaspora throughout the world.
That's right. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks again.
All right. Bye.